All babies have now been officially added to Prehistoric Kingdom. In this video, I'm going to show you the full growth cycle for each species and some other exciting things in this update that you might have forgotten was coming to the game today because the cuteness of the babies is just so distracting. Quick top tip, the update adds ontogeny but not breeding. However, if you make a nest using animal bedding, dry bushes, and elongated spheres as eggs, the dinosaurs will still come sit on the bed, making it look like they are incubating their eggs or waiting for their siblings to hatch. A super cute little detail to be adding to your parks starting today. Before I show you the babies, how ontogeny works, the herding, and all of that exciting stuff, I want to show you a feature that might get snowed under, but is a really important addition to the game, and that is a first-person mode. So I've gone into my rustic park build that we're working on currently, and I want to show you how awesome this is. So I'm going to drop us down at the bottom here in the taskbar. We have first person mode, so we can click on that and we can place ourselves wherever we want. I'm going to place myself close to the entry of this walkway. And there we are. All right, hello, sir. Oh, we were just inside his head. I did not want to do that. But anyway, this is a custom walkway that I built, and we can just walk on this. And this is absolutely excellent. So we can go through the park like that. We can sprint. Oh, we are very fast. But this is just, oh my god, this makes it so much more rewarding to build parks because now we can properly experience them, properly tour them. This is so cool. Alright, so if I just drop us over here, can we do that? Here, we can even just do that. Look at this. This is amazing. Yeah, I really think that, this feature isn't going to get the attention that it honestly deserves because, babies. But this is so good. One more, hold on, just one more. Oh, look at this. Yeah, this makes me all the more motivated to continue building this park so we can properly tour it at the end. Let me sprint towards the waterfall. Oh, this is excellent. Excellent. Yes. All right, but enough of this awesome stuff. Let's actually start checking out the ontogeny and the babies and all of that. All right, so how do you make baby dinosaurs and baby prehistoric animals? Well, it's not a case of the birds and the bees because, as I said, breeding isn't in the game yet. So you go into the hatchery and you select the dinosaur that you want to make. In this case, special highlight goes to the Spinosaurus, the fluffy baby Spinosaurus. So what we can do is we can hatch this Spinosaurus right here into the park, and over the course of, several in-game months or years, he grows up to be an adult Spinosaurus. And we can choose how fast it grows up right here. So from fast to realistic. And we can hatch a dinosaur at any growth stage. So we can also hatch it at 48% grown. We can hatch it at 23% grown. And it's just gonna start growing once it comes into our park. However, what if you don't want it to grow up? Well, if you want your fluffy baby Spinos to remain fluffy baby Spinos forever, you use the neoteny system. And right now it's set to 100%, so your dinosaur will grow to 100%. But you can change that to 0%. And by doing this, I can't even move this slider, our baby will not grow any older. And you can set this to whatever you want, 52%. Well, your dinosaur's gonna grow, and stop growing at 52%. And you can see just how precise you can be with this system. Absolutely incredible. At the end of the video, I'm gonna take you through the growth cycle for every single animal currently in the game. But before we get there, I wanna show you some other stuff. One of those being a revamp of the Torvosaurus. Now, unfortunately, I don't play this game often enough for the differences to be noticeable to me, but if you do play the game very often, then you should be seeing some subtle changes in the model to the Torvosaurus here. And they also made some model changes to animals that have alternate species. So for example, the Smilodon here. We have this Smilodon, the Smilodon fatalis, and we have this Smilodon, the Smilodon populator. And you can see that this one is a lot more bulky, and honest to god beefcake compared to this Smilodon. So subtle model differences there. Did he start floating? It kind of looked like he started floating. But subtle model differences enhance the unique identity of each of these species. Another really exciting part of the update is herding, and we're going to use the Dinosaurs to test out how that works and what it looks like, because the patch note mentions specifically that Dinosaurs is a super social animal. So we're going to create a couple of babies. I don't know why I'm alternating, just, you know, going the extra mile. And we'll also make a couple of adults. Now, I don't have an exhibit set up for them yet, so they're just gonna live in here. Look at the little baby with his rat tail. Alright. Placing the babies, placing the adults. And let's see, they should really like sticking close together. Well, this Zelda is a rebel. Oh, look, this one is named Ellie. Hi, Ellie. Oh, look at him. Oh, this is too adorable. I mean, I think it's working pretty well. They're obviously not, you know, constantly staying together. All right, so it seems like the herd is moving on. Yeah, here you go, here you go. They're all kind of coming along. So it looks like herding is not necessarily that they're constantly attached at the hip, but yeah, I do feel like, yeah, here you go. They're following. Honestly, it feels very natural. I think it would be very artificial if they would stay, like, constantly super close together. This feels pretty natural in how it works. At least what it looks like to me right now. Here, see, here they come. Yeah, look at this. And now they're all, I don't know why, but they're all gathering in this specific corner of the habitat. It's working! That's very exciting. I love that. And like I said, I feel like it looks very realistic, very natural. Alright, so I've pulled up the patch notes on Steam. Animal herding, socialization behaviors, and families. In Update 14, animals will now form social groups. Depending on the species, they'll follow their group leader and synchronize behavior, eating, drinking, resting, etc. to varying degrees. Some animals, like Dinosaurs, are super tight-knit, while an Acrocanthosaurus is completely solitary. Animals will now properly socialize too, driven by their new awareness system. This means that if they can hear or see each other without objects or solid fences in the way, they'll initiate a call and response to improve their social welfare. Oh no! As an extension of this, animals that are suffering from poor welfare conditions will use sad and angry calls to make it clear that they're unhappy. Excitingly, babies can have some extra behaviors as well. Infants can be adopted by adult animals even though they won't contribute to a social group until reaching adolescence. If infants cannot find an adult, however, they'll stick together regardless depending on the species. That's adorable. The babies will all stick together. Babies also have a high chance of performing the Playchase behavior, making two animals chase each other around a circular area. This behavior can also be observed in a few adult species. We gotta check out the Playchase behavior. Alright, I've created a circular area. Now let's create some babies. What I want to do is I want to use babies of these coelophyses because it's just so cute. Or should I use baby rat? You know what? We'll just do both, because why not? Raptors, there you go. Alright, so we have a big bunch of babies. Allow me to change the terrain. There, just so they're better visible. Alright, hold on. What we're observing here? What we're observing here? Look at that. Oh, I think they're doing it. I think they're doing it. Hold on. Okay, breathe. Oh, they are. They're chasing each other. How adorable. Oh, that's way too cute. Oh, my heart cannot handle this. Look. Oh, that's way too cute. Oh, what the heck? But yeah, look at this. The Velociraptor babies are together. The Coelophysis babies are together. This is amazing. Maybe a little problematic that they won't intermingle, but let's not go there. Oh, look! Oh, I'm getting way too freaking giddy. I have started recording some really nice footage of the babies, and as I was doing that, I realized that I should make that its own immersive video. So that is coming to the channel very, very soon. Subscribe if you want to just sit back and enjoy the cuteness of all the babies in the game. This video I wanted to get out ASAP so that anybody who has Prehistoric Kingdom for themselves can get started on updating their game and building their own nurseries. I will be back soon with more Prehistoric Kingdom content. For now, enjoy an overview of the growth cycle of all species, and if you want my reaction to seeing the babies for the very first time, you can check out that video on the channel, linked above and at the end. Thank you so much for watching, liking, subscribing, and until next time, enjoy the game.